Hey Flosstube friends, Lisa here at Shady Tree Stitches and also the designer at Paddock Lane Designs. Thank you for taking the time to join me today. It's a bit of a different Flosstube in that the primary focus is going to be showing you my releases for the online needlework marketplace that is happening in the last weekend of August. So I'm going to start with that and then I'm going to move further onto my regular Flosstube after that. So if you're new, welcome. I hope you like what you see. If you like any of the designs that you see, please reach out to your local LNS and ask them to pick up a copy for you when they are at the online marketplace. I'm super excited to be involved in the online needlework marketplace because this is my debut into the international scene. It's my first time going to an online marketplace, and I really appreciate the efforts of the organizers for putting it together. Because it enables me to be able to attend since I live on the other side of the world in Australia. I am going to be available on my booth between Australian 2 and 11 a.m. To try and fit in with the American time. So I think that's from midday. So in the afternoon in American times is when you'll be able to come and chat to me if you are a store holder. So the idea of the needlework marketplace is to give a chance for stores to come and shop from designers and providers, and also gives providers a chance to showcase what they've got on offer for the shops to buy from. I am offering a free shipping option with orders over $100. It's Australian, so I think that's about $80 American. I will offer free shopping to stores if they're ordering enough to get over that amount, and I will be dispatching them within 2 to 3 days from when they're ordered, but it will take potentially up to 2 weeks to arrive because I am in Australia. So anyway, let's get on with it. What do I have? Well, as I haven't been to the show before, I have got a few pieces that I am showing at the show. They're not new releases as such because they've been available on my website for a while, but my website and Etsy is the only place they've been available. So now they're going to be available to a wider audience, and hopefully you guys will like them. But I'm going to do the show exclusives first. So the shops that purchase these pieces from me have the only way they can get them is for the next I don't know how many months, but quite a while. It's only going to be available through purchasing from these shops. And these are new releases that no one's seen yet, other than in my sneak peeks on Instagram, which is Paddock Lane Designs. All right, I have got a beautiful series of bee sayings. I'm all about positivity and being happy and vibrant if possible, and I decided to do some puns on some bee sayings. So the first one I did, and this is a trio, is beehive yourself, and beehive yourself as in behave yourself. So it's got a cute little beehive. These pieces are really well sized to actually fit around a tiny canvas. That's how I've mounted them. And they are using DMC and one cottage garden thread. The cottage garden thread that I am using, aren't they just the cutest little dogs? So there you go, that's Precious Baby. All right, next one we've got is a cute little pattern called Out the Window. And this one is an old sort of colonnade window, like a archway window with a couple of animals sitting around it looking in and out of the window. An owl, a cat and a bird. So Out the Window is 51 by 80 stitches, and it features one cottage garden thread. I then have a series of beautiful little koalas. Because I'm in Australia, I like to stitch Australiana, and I know that lots of other people around the world do as well. I know koalas are a particularly good favourite. So this is a 4-part series, but again, there's only 3 parts that I can actually share at the moment. The 4th one's still coming because it's been in the Down the Rabbit Hole. Well, it's coming up in the Down the Rabbit Hole Spring Edition. So they've got first dibs on that one. But this one is Kevin Koala, Kevin Koala is in autumn, and he's wearing his little scout uniform, and he is sitting amongst the fallen leaves getting ready for Anzac Day. Now the koalas have the option of being stitched all in DMC or with 1 or 2 cottage garden threads. So I do provide you with both options in the chart. So that is Kevin Koala. He's 54 by 81. We've got Katie Koala is cold. She's stitched in the DMC version, and she is 55 by 83. These are all stitched 2/1 in DMC / cottage garden, depending on the version of it, on a 32 count fabric. I should tell you that this one is Aussie Sun from Paddock Lane Designs. Katie was on a different company that doesn't exist anymore, so there's no point telling you that. And Kenny Koala in the Sun is stitched in DMC, and he's on Paddock Lane Designs parchment, and he is 53 by 81 stitches. So those ones are available. Also, in keeping with my Australiana sort of feel, I have a seasonal series called In Australia, and these are a series that are 79 by 84 stitches called Autumn in Australia. I'm not sure, I have to dig these models out. There's Autumn in Australia. I've got 85 by 79 Spring in Australia, 79 by 84 for Summer in Australia, and 79 by 85 Winter in Australia. And again, they were just using scraps of fabric that I had, so I'm not going to worry about telling you those ones. I also have got my patterns that pay respect to our veterans, to the people who have served for our country, and I'm making these available at the expo as well. This is Lest We Forget from the Army, and it's got the ode on it. So it's got an army bugler standing in a field of poppies. Then we've got a nurse, an old like First World War style nurse. We've got the Navy bugler and the Air Force bugler. So hopefully some of you will like those ones. And then that brings me to my big releases. My big releases are a new set of samplers in the traditional style, and these are big. These fit on a whole fat quarter of fabric. And these are ones that I've designed because all the American designers have heaps of patriotic American designs, and I'm Australian, so I wanted to do something that was resembling my patriotic past. And these series of samplers, of which there are currently 2, and there's more in the works, are chronologing the European settlement of the country. So this is called Van Diemen's Land. This was my first one. As you see, it's got traditional style motif patterns and an alphabet, and it has got the original map of Australia that they charted back in the days. And Van Diemen's Land is actually what the Dutch called Australia when they were doing their discoveries. So Britain ended up settling, but it was almost Dutch, and I think there were some other countries having dibs on things as well. So you can see that we've got the ship, which is the HMAS Endeavour that Captain Cook was sailing, one of them, and the other one's the Supply. And they had, they were going to settle the convicts, and we got the British soldiers there, and they found lots of good farmland and traditional flora and fauna, and a couple of animals. And this wording in the middle is really cool. It's actually a passage I found from the London Post around the time of them thinking about doing the discovery. So it's really, really sweet and a very good historical piece for the European colonialisation of Australia. And then, newly not released yet anywhere yet, is number 2. And number 2 is more about the arrival of the first free settlers. It has a lovely passage from Henry Lawson, an Australian poet, about the time. And this house here, it belongs to Governor Macquarie and Lady Macquarie, and that's actually, I've chartered that from the original house at Parramatta where I used to live. And so again, you've got convicts, you've got, you know, the harbour, and then all the things that are doing. And in particular, I like the fact that I've been able to put a couple of traditional Indigenous friends there, because they were very much part of this time, but on the outskirts. They weren't involved in the European part, they're on the sidelines. And then I've also got some Australian animals. In particular, I like my koala hiding in the tree. So this one is the second one, and it is called Terra Australis, because that's what they called Australia at the time. So Terra Australis. Now both of these are stitched on a piece of Paddock Lane Designs parchment, just a fat quarter, an Australian size fat quarter, which is 50 by 55 centimeters. But the interesting thing I noticed is that the first one I stitched on 32 count, and the second one's on 28 count. But you can see how you know, the size difference varies, and it's really cool that you can still frame on the same size canvas board the 28 count. In fact, it fits even better than the 32 count. So they are my last two releases per se for the Needlework Marketplace. So if you did like any of them, please reach out to your LNS and tell them to grab some for you. I would love to see more people enjoying a little bit of Australia and some more of my patterns. Okay guys, so that is the Needlework Marketplace information. So if that's all you're here for, thank you for joining me. You can turn off now, although I would love you to stay, because as I said, I'm always looking to share stitching news with more people, and I only have a few things to show you. I'm going to save my actual stitching right to the end, because I've only stitched on one piece because I've been model stitching so madly that I have nothing else to show you. But all those FFOs is pretty good, I think. So I'm going to jump actually straight into haul. And oh my goodness, do I have some haul. Haul, Stitchy Kindness. I got a whole collection of things. So let's get into it, shall we? I realized when I was preparing these that I don't think I've shown you latest silks for use. So we've got the color of the month. This is their regular ones, and I'm looking forward to starting to do some more designs with Silks for You, because they're a fantastic business. All those beautifuls. So this is the regular range. We've got PR 092, PR 047, PR 181, and PR 001. So that's really cool. Then I've also still getting the Silk of the Month, which is the specially dyed colors. And look at these. Oh, stunning oranges and yellows. Absolutely beautiful. They're just so luscious. I got my fabrics of the month from A Stitch in Time. So my week's dye works were up to M's. My classic color works, can't see what letter I'm up to. And my gentle arts, I'm up to P's and S's. So I should be finished the gentle arts relatively soon. Stitchy Kindness from Jenny. She got this cute little house she found in the Achieve store for me one time and gave me that, and I'd forgotten to show you. I then also went shopping at Stitch and Buttons shop. She posted some more bags and things that she had, and so I got myself a new project bag with cute foxes on it and a matching thread bed. Her thread bed, this one's really good because it's got a little pocket in it, so you can put your scissors or your glasses or whatever in there, and it snaps shut to take up less room, which is really cool. So thank you for those, Stitching Button. And I also wanted to try her new snap up Ort tray, or just to put on your placemat, because I've got retreat coming up next weekend. And just keep all my things together. So this one's a cute little baby animals pattern, and it just, the really cool thing about it is you just unsnap the corners and it folds right down to being totally flat, which is really good. So that's really, really good. Then I was doing a bit of shopping on stash unloading-ish sites, and I got a couple of things from there. This lady had a few things that really appealed to me, and those who know me would not be at all surprised to see this. I got Blessed Be the Peacemakers from Told in the Garden, and then really cute elves Merry Christmas. So add them to my stash of things that I've yet to stitch. And then the final things that I've got are a stash for the shop, Paddock Lane Designs. I got another Hoffman's order in, and this order is huge because I want to start doing more with the cottage garden threads. And so what I'm going to be doing is doing some recharting of some of these patterns into cottage gardens to sell as kits made up with Paddock Lane's fabric as well as cottage garden threads. But first, we've got my Big City Christmas to continue my set. So we've got that one's the music hall, and also I got myself two more in the Waxing Moon Design series because you know how much I love them. The Autumn Barn Trio and the St. Patrick's House Trio. So I think the rest of them are pretty much all ones that are going to be charted. We've got the one that Natalie, Christmas Mini Moon, that Natalie was model stitching for me while we were away. So that one will be ready for the Daisy Chain retreat this weekend. I've got a couple of Jardin Privés. I thought these were so cute, and I thought these would look really good in Silks for You. So my plan is to chart these ones in Silks for You. Jardin Privé Dame Nature a Little Autumn, in other words, Autumn Nature sampler. So cute. You've got the Printemps, which is spring, and Delaette summer. And I dare say, hiding in here somewhere, there will be a winter. But anyway, when we find it, we find it. I also got, for Silks for You, ABC de la Maison, because we all know how much I love houses. And then, as I said, for the cottage gardens, a whole bunch of Plump Street. I got the whole lot, the Goat Load, the Sheep Heap, the Raccoon Rabble, the new one, the Tortoise Tower, the Rack Stack. I think it stick to those ones. Got a few copies of some of them. As I said, with the retreats coming up this weekend, I needed to get some preparations done. I've got Henpeck, one of my favourite, Corgi Caboodle. I had a Corgi when I was growing up. Cowpile, Gobble Gob, Foxview, Llama Lump, Tired Trio with the sloths, Snort Stack with the pigs, Polar Pack. I've done so many of these. That's all of those ones. I think that's all of those ones. Yeah. And then similar, they've gone sideways now to the Abominable Bundle and the Bigfoot Bunch. So all of them are in my plans for the future to do a kitting up with fabric from Paddock Lane Designs and threads from Cottage Garden Threads. So setting myself some goals there, but in the meantime, I do have those patterns available to purchase. Also got some more ones that just appeal to me. Buzz Off, Falling, My Heart's Welcome, Clementine, the cat, Good Company, Autumn Cottage, For You, 1831 Christmas, blue skin. And then the cereal bowl collection of sample lessons, because these are just so gorgeous. Make use of present time, lesson 1. Ever faithful, ever kind, firm and generous be thy mind, lesson 2. The daily labours of the bee awake my soul to industry, lesson 3. And be you to others kind and true as you would have others be to you, lesson 4. So I'm really looking forward to stitching them. Plus this blackbird. I mean, how good is that going to look stitched in black on one of my funky, really modelled fabrics? I'm thinking something like bright orange and brown. So I'm looking forward to seeing what I come up with for blackbird. And then also tickling my fancy, because you know how much I like series. And again, for a Silks For You option for me, is the Tiny Modernist band samplers. So seasonal band samplers. Spring, winter, summer, and autumn. Told you it was a lot, but super exciting. So that's sort of what my plans are. You know, long range plans. That's what I want to get on to doing. It's a lot more stitching for me to do, and in reality it probably won't happen till next year, because my current goals are to finish. I've got 6 more pieces to finish to get down to that number that I want to get to, of the 50. So that's my goal, and then I've got to finish a piece before I can start a piece. So I'm looking forward to that. If any of those pieces appeal to anyone in Australia in particular who is a pretty good sample stitcher, please reach out to me, because I am looking to put on some model stitches for me, where I send you all the goodies, and I want to get a photo back in return. So instead, in lieu of payment, you get all the materials to make the chart, using my conversions. So if you are interested, even if you're not in Australia, I will happily hear from you. But I would be very interested to hear from people who'd like to do some model stitching for me of those charts that I showed you, using Cottage Garden, Silks For You, and Paddock Lane Designs fabric. Please reach out to me. I would really love to hear from you. Okay, so short-term plans is madly getting ready for the retreat. It starts next Friday. No doubt there will be a retreat special video happening with Jenny, because she'll be there too, so we can look forward to that. Apart from that, getting everything finalized for my Needlework marketplace the weekend after, as well as still running the life of being a busy mum of 3 children with high special needs and working. So busy. I don't see a lot of stitching happening for me, but I will pop next on my stitching of what I have been doing on the one piece I have stitched on, and I will show you that to finish up the video. So each one has got at least 1 Cottage Garden thread and DMC, and the stitch count is 60 by 55 stitches, and most of my designs are Ada friendly as well as even weave and linen. So these ones have been stitched on a 32 count even weave and parchment by Paddock Lane Designs. At the expo, I'm promoting my designs primarily, but I will have my fabrics available if they're being for purchase, if shops wish to purchase them. But you can also jump on the website anytime if you're a customer. Have Belief is the second one, beautiful greens. And the last one, the double pun on words, Be Hippie. So be happy. This one has 3 Cottage Garden threads in it. So together, it's a bit hard to show you when it's 3 of them, but together they make a little trio. So that's my bee motivated trio. So super cute, really excited about that. The next one I've got as a release, as an exclusive release to the market, is a new series I'm working on featuring Australian flora and fauna. And the first one I've done is Kangaroo and Waratah. And Kangaroo and Waratah, sorry about the glare, is featuring obviously a silhouette of a kangaroo with a patchwork decoration on it. I've always wanted to pay homage to the Indigenous Australians, but because I'm not Indigenous, I can't do Indigenous art because it's very disrespectful. So I decided to do little patchwork patterns on my kangaroo, you know, with that sort of idea in mind. It's my way of decorating the kangaroo and the waratah. So the kangaroo word and the waratah are using cottage garden threads, and the rest is in DMC, 6 other DMCs. He's 90 by 85 centimeter stitches in size, and he's stitched on Paddock Lane Designs Dirt Path. The third exclusive, I'm very excited about. It's actually the second one in the series, but the first one in the series is currently with the Down the Rabbit Hole magazine. So this is my first public release of my prim traditional sampler style patterns. This is my alphabet sampler. Gorgeous traditional motifs. It is 158 by 85 stitches in size. It is stitched on a 32 count linen from Paddock Lane Designs called Sunburnt Country, and it uses 5 cottage garden threads and 2 DMCs. Now, what I am offering for stores is the ability to purchase thread packs. Cottage Garden Threads have given me permission to become one of their wholesale designers, which is really exciting. So thank you so much, Katie and Pam, for that. So I will have thread packs available for purchase, which are just going to be the full skein of each color required for those charts. So they will be available for order as well. I am also planning down the track to kit them up myself and sell those patterns as kits, fully kitted with fabric. So if that's something that you'd be interested in me doing, please, you know, give me a comment, give me a message, particularly if you're a shop and you think that that would be great. Let me know, and I'll get on to getting that organized and work out the costings and all that sort of thing. But for the moment, it's the pattern separately, and then you can order the fabric. The fabrics that I'm listing on my portal are going to be the right size for these pieces. So if you're wanting other ones, you'll have to go and look through the website and order them that way. So they are my 3 exclusive retreat specials. Plus there will be a free chart that is exclusive to the Needlework Marketplace Expo at the moment, and that is going to be available for all the shops to who attend my booth to pick up and share with any of their customers. It's a really cute design that I was asked to do for a friend, and I decided that it's the one I'm going to release as my freebie. So you can only get that from shops who participate in my stall at the expo. All right, now what else do I have? Well, I have got other patterns. What I should say is that the way I like to do my patterns, if possible, is as a card. I like card, so I am going to be doing a different backing, but this is what I've currently got. This size, the A5 size, for for 2 of those ones, the well, for the kangaroo, it'll come out at this size chart, and then for the other ones, they come out in the A4 size card, with everything you need to know on the card. This one's easy because it's monochromatic, so it doesn't have much in the way of force. And if it's bigger, then they're coming out as an A4 booklet style. So that's what you get for me when you're buying patterns from me. So they're the sizes. So one of those ones I showed you isn't a release, but I just wanted to show you the size. It's just that I didn't have the size available. Okay, so what else have we got? Well, we have got 2 birth samplers. And this is one of them. This is called the Cat Birth Notice, and it is a monochromatic birth sampler that is 180 by 123 stitches, and it's to announce the birth of anyone. So there is 2 designs that I'm putting out for sale for shops at this expo. The cat one, and then there is also the same design, but it has got gorgeous Cocker Spaniel dogs instead of the cats on the side. So there's two options. So Precious Baby is the dog version, and the Cat Birth Notice, which is this one, is for the cat lovers. And the good thing about this is that you can do it on a beautiful piece of, you know, variegated fabric, beautifully modeled fabric, and have it just in a single thread, or you can pick a really lovely simple fabric and use a variegated thread. So it's up to the stitcher what they want to do with this one. So it's a nice simple design, but it is birth sampler, and both of these will come with an alphabet, so that you can chart the information that you need for the names and the date and things. Okay guys, so in totally the wrong order to usual, here is my last segment, and that is that I've got my Nutcracker suite, Nutcracker Village shawl. That's what I've been stitching on, and as you can see, I've been working in these two houses here, working on the little people and what's in the windows, filling in the blinds, flowers. So I'm still trying to get this one finished as soon as possible. Just with life getting in the way at the moment, it's becoming harder and harder, but I'm really hoping to go for a finish. So my plan is to finish these two hopefully tonight, then I can move the Q-snap off. And as I've shown you guys before, I've still got all the people and windows to do on the bottom one. I've still got to do the person in the window on that level, and then up on the top level I've got to do the rest of the pink person. Those two are pretty much done. Yeah, those three are basically done, apart from the backstitch words, which I'm going to do at the end. And that is all the stitching I've done. 400 stitches last night on my Nutcracker Village shawl. Anyway, that's all for me for this week. As I said, look forward to a special retreat video next week at the Daisy Chain Stitches retreat, and wishing you all the best in your perusing all the beautiful new designs from all the designers for Needlework Marketplace. Happy stitching, everyone.